こんにちは、洋芸発生です。では今回はトライアングルストラテジーの第12話をですね、やっていきます。英語オタクなんで、英語ボイスで日本語字幕でやっていきます。洋画っぽくお楽しみいただければと思います。初めての方にもですね、なるべくわかりやすく話していこうと思っています。それでは行ってみましょう。
House Wolford and the Rosells scrambled to mount one last stand. Time is of the essence.
夜の静寂の中で第12話ですね。さあ、そうすると、ローゼル族の村ですね。ハイサンドの大軍が攻めてきちゃうっていう厳しい状況なわけですけども。
So that's the size of it. House Wolford has gone to such great lengths for us.
It was our decision and ours alone. Your people brought nothing upon us.
It is as Serenoa says. We are happy to do all that we can to protect you.
Forgive me, Lady Frederica, but your mother was Lady Orlea, was she not? You came to our rescue just as she did. I cannot help but feel 'twas fated to be so.
You knew my mother?
Where did you hear of this, Jerome? I've told you not a whit about her.
I overheard whispers between my
お母さんを知っている？
mother and father long ago. Why would the elders labor to keep such information
恩
secret?
人？
Well, truth be told, we feared being persecuted anew.
And so your greatest fears have come true. Pray, hide no longer, and tell Lady Frederica what you know.
You know the history of Hyzant's oppression of the Roselle, yes? Then you know of the Rosellan revolt that occurred 30 years ago. Your mother, Lady Orlea, led that uprising at the source. She led us to freedom from Hyzant's rule, here to the Wolford domain.
30年前の戦争の導いたのはフレデリカのお母さんで、でボルフォートに逃げてきたっていうことなんですか。
The statue that stands tall in the source. I've never heard tell of this gash.
I reckon not. Hyzant would never admit to such a thing. But we, Roselle, know the truth.
I had no idea my mother was involved with the revolt, let alone led it.
And it was my father who gave them this land to settle.
That he did. Lady Orlea, for her part, vowed to fight on, to liberate those who remained in Hyzant. The rest of us, battered and bruised in the escape, parted ways with her and remained here to live out our days in peace.
And so she eventually found her way to Esfrost, where she was taken in. I thank you for sharing such a wonderful chapter of my mother's history.
I hear she rallied the people to her cause with these words. The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessings spread across all Norzelia. The blessing of the true goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
How much of this have you heard?
Hold, I beg you, recite those words
何
once
が
more.
言葉に秘密が？
The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessings spread across all Norzelia.
ノゼリアっていうのは大
Blessing
陸の名
of the
前です
true
ね。
goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
So there exists a key that gives the lie to the goddess's
鍵
teachings.
が存在する。
With that in hand, we can yet confront Hyzant.
ハイサンドの教えを偽りだということができる鍵があるってことですか？
Alas, I fear I do not know.
I know not to what they were referring, but my parents
この
always
村
said
にで
Lady
すかね、
Orlea
ロー
left
ゼ
it
ル
in this
族の村に
village.
鍵があるってことです
Then
か？
the key is here. Jerome, please. We would speak with your parents at once.
I'm afraid that's not possible. They both passed many moons ago.
We must find this key, Lord Serenoa. I know it sounds like a fool's errand, but I feel we have no other choice.
I agree. 'Tis a slight hope, but hope nonetheless. Let the search begin.
なんか気になるな。最後の長老のためらい。RPG パートですね。情報を集めたり、アイテム探したりしてみましょう。キラキラしてる。白銀の塊、クラスチェンジに使う、やつですね。村の中にすごいものが隠されてんだけど知らないか？知ってるよ。ジェロム家の毛皮かな？両親が大切にしていたものなんだと。昔からあるもの、長老の裏手に古い鏡があったな。もう錆びてしまってるけど、昔は鮮やかな色をしていた。ほう。あ、入れる。ここの中入れますね。あ、毛皮、これか。薄紅色なんですね。毛皮って言っても。薄紅色。ここら辺は、ちょっとですね、ボタンを押しながら行ってますけど、何にもないですね。出ましょう。ここがキラキラ光ってますね。古い鏡、錆びてるようだ。鍵かもしれない鏡。鍵っぽいですね。何かの鍵っぽいですよ。薄紅色の文様。薄紅色ってのが、また出てきましたけどね。長老ってどこにいるんですか？全部あなたたちのせいです。それは違う。30年前のが原因なんだと。ここ、扉があります。キラキラしてます。青き結晶体。これは何か素材かなんかっぽいですね。私は鍵などを知りません。ちょっとですね、ボタンを押しながら、なんかこの長老怪しいから、家に何か隠してんじゃないかなって思って、見てますけどね。でも、なさそうですね。家の中は何もなさそうなんで、 外に出ますけども。家の外に、長老を出すか。確かになんか怪しいんですよね。長老を家の外に出せれば何かある？家の外に長老を出せればっていうのがちょっと気になりますね。ちょっと J ロームに話しかけてみますか。じゃあエラドール。私が長老に頼んでも無理でしょうな。じゃあ誰だったら、なんか、これが引っかかりますね。あ、フレデリカ？長老を家の外に、出してくれないか。なんか、これで話が進むかな？この家になんか長老が隠してんじゃないかっていうことですからね。あ、ピカピカしてる。長老がいた場所。敷物の下に箱が埋められている。なんだ？結晶？赤い結晶？岩？岩掘り出して、そのままですけどね。いいのかな？じゃあ、これでだいぶ探れたような気がするんですけど、もうこれ以上なんか何もできないですからね。終わりにして話を進められたら進めてみましょ
う。Elder, for the sake of the Roselle,
もうなんか何か隠してるんですけど、RPG パートでは明らかにできなかったんですよね。
I bid you tell me precisely what it is you seek.
お、上からなんか選択肢が全部、
Might this
開きました。
pink pelt be the key?
The pelt of a pink boar. I suppose you haven't encountered them near the castle or the harbor, but they are all around us here.
薄紅イノシシ、この辺りに現れる。
I am just an old man, Lord Serena.I assure you I know nothing of this key.
しらばっくれてるけど、ちょっと情報を喋ってもらいましょうね。
Perhaps I should ask the elder about something else.
他の情報について聞く。薄紅色の鏡。この鏡、怪しかったですね。
Do you think this pink mirror could be the key?
My word.The
pink pattern suggests this mirror is quite old. Might it be an item mentioned in Rosellan legend?
I never thought I'd see this again. It was a gift from my late wife.
亡き妻に送った鏡。
I scarcely recognized it without all the rust.
Might this be the key?
No, I can't say it is. But you'll never know how grateful I am that you found it.
So that wasn't the key. Perhaps I should ask the elder about something else.
あの岩の情報が残ってます。薄紅色っていうのが共通してるんですよね。
Could this pink rock be the key?
Where did you find that?
So it is the key. What do you know of it?
Clearly I can deceive you no longer. I shall tell you everything.
何か秘密があるみたいですね。この岩が鍵ってことですかね、やっぱり。 長老が隠してましたからね。
What is this strange pink rock?
A simple taste shall tell you all you need to know.
My word,
塩
it
の
tastes of
味
salt. No, it is salt.
Truly, a rock of salt.
Indeed, it is. And the story behind it is a long one. This crystal before you was brought here by Lady Orlear.
My mother brought this?
And you knew of this the whole time, Elder?
Yes, but the seeds of conflict ought not to be left in the sun where they are apt to grow. That was our decision.
どういう
Are
こ
there
と
any other crystals like this?
There are. Lady Orlear spoke of a repository rife with salt, hidden somewhere in Norzelia.
And where might that somewhere be?
Unfortunately, I do not know. And I fear the knowledge passed with Lady Orlear herself.
Do you know anything about this, Lady Frederica? Anything at all? Did your mother ever mention these crystals to you before? It is imperative that you remember.
I apologize, but this is my first time hearing of them as well.
Calm yourself, Benedict. You're scaring the lass.
Calm myself. The very existence of this crystal changes the nature of our realm as we
攻
know
撃
it.
的な言い方ですね。
If you have ever wondered why Hazant oppresses the Roselle or confines them to the source, this is your answer.
So they did it all to hide the existence of the repository and monopolize salt.
ほうほう
And not just that, anyone who finds that repository
塩の宝庫って
could
いう
reign
のが
over all
塩
Norzelia.
の価値が高い、
Would it
大
really have
陸で
so
すから
great an
ね。
influence?
莫大な価
Salt
値
is
を
a
持つ。
divine boon,
ちょっと待
a
て
gift
よ。
from the goddess to her true
あ
believers.
れ、
It
分
is
か
one
っ
of
ちゃったか
Hazant's
な
fundamental beliefs.
あれ、分かっ
One
ちゃ
that,
ったかな
due
俺。
to their
ひょ
monopoly on
っと
both
して
salt and the source,
ひょっ
has
として
appeared
ですよ、
true
第
all
4
these
話ぐらい
years.
に遡ってですけど、
With this
私のちょっと
crystal
推測、
alone,
ノゼリア新鉱山
we
ってありましたよ
can prove
ね
their。
ドラ
doctrine
ガンが指揮していた。
Revealing their absolute teachings to be
で
mere、fabrications
何か爆
would
発が起
shake
こった時
Hyzant to
に
its
何か
very
見つけ
core.
ましたよね。
There may be hope for us yet.
それが 金銀財宝でも見つかって、それで、
Lord Serenoa, if
そ
you
れ
would,
で、
I should
絶
like to
対
be the
に
one to
他の
speak
人
to
には
them.
喋るなよってドラガンが指示したのだと思ったんですけど、
I leave the
ひ
matter in your
ょっと
capable
して
hands.
塩の宝庫だったんじゃないんですか？ノゼリア新鉱山にその、隠されていた何かっていうのは塩の宝庫なんじゃないんですか？もしかしたら。まあ、後々明らかになるでしょう。
Lord Serenoa, how unfortunate it is for us to meet under such circumstances. But for disobeying the Holy One's order, I must strike you down.
いやー、すごい兵
Before
力。
that, Minister Exham, there is something we wish to show you.
かっこいい剣持ってますね。エグサム。
It is a mere fragment of something we have discovered in this village. It is a crystal made entirely of salt.
What madness is this you speak? This is salt indeed, but how is this possible?
It appears to have been passed down among the Roselle, and in a quantity large enough to rival the source.
Unbelievable.
Perhaps so, but we have proof. Salt can be found in places other than the sacred grounds beneath the goddess's feet. I am certain the implications do not escape you.
What is it that you want?
An audience with the Holy One. and a guarantee of safety for us and everyone in this village.
It would be a waste to dispose of both the crystal and House Wolford here.
Very well then. I shall secure you an audience with the Holy One. And you have my word that the village will be safe from harm.
Thank you, Minister.
責められずに
Oh, how I wish I could see the Holy
済んだ
One's
ってこ
face
とですか。
contorted so.
これエグサムっていうのは完全に敵じゃないみたいで、なんか教皇をなんかちょっと
We owe our
どうにか
lives
してや
to
りたいみたい
this.
な風に思ってるんで
A
すね。
crystal of salt. Or salt crystal, shall we call it?
The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessings spread across all Norzelia. The blessings of the true goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
Can you imagine if crystals like this were hidden beneath the surface of Norzelia?
I cannot imagine Hyzant being blind to their existence. Salt is the lifeblood of their nation.
Agreed. Which leads me to believe that they have relentlessly oppressed the Roselle to hide it.
You intend to negotiate with the Holy One, then?
Correct. This time, we shan't fail. Not with this salt crystal in our hands. Hyzant will swear its
こ
support to
の
us.
岩塩っていうの
If their
はす
teachings
ご
are
い
truly false,
交渉
could
の
you
武
not
器にな
ask
るん
them
で
to
すかね。
free the Roselle at the source?
That is a risk we cannot afford to take. Our first priority is rebuilding Wolford. Without it, we cannot even hope to protect our own Rosellan village. I do hope you understand.
I see. I suppose you are right.
And what will you do once granted those privileges, Benedict?
What will I do?
I tire of being made to decide like this time and time again. Don't you, Serenoa?
I do. Our choices grow ever harder, each time piercing me deeper.
It's time we decide what to do for ourselves. I wish to reclaim Glenbrook.
お、
With Hyzant beside us, we can defeat Asfrost. So when we meet, I will ask the Holy State to go to war with us.
ハイサンドを、この交渉で味方につけられれば、エスフロスト、土地を奪われたエスフロストに対抗できるっていう。
House Wolford protects the Roselle in defiance of the Holy One's orders. Hyzant sends an army to punish Wolford for their disobedience. Cornered though they may be, Serenoa and his comrades discover a crystal of salt, hidden in the Rosellan village. Benedict leverages its very existence in negotiations with the opposing General Exum and succeeds.
教皇の元に向かいますね。ハイサンドの
The
教皇。
crystal holds the power to change not only Hyzant, but the entire land of Norzelia. With it in hand, Serenoa goes to meet the Holy One.
おう、教皇っていうのはまだ姿を現してないんですよね。いや、楽しみ。行ってみましょう。教皇っていうのはちょっとまだお顔が明らかになってなくてね。
We granted you an audience because of Minister Exham's petition, but I did not expect you to show us this.
この人は教皇
A
に使え
crystal
る井
made
戸
of
ですね。
salt. How very fascinating. It certainly does contradict the doctrine here in our blessed land. Or it would, were it real. Have you any proof that this was not created by magic or technology?
Well,
With all due respect, Minister, I have a question for you in return. What do you think of Asfrost and Glenbrook's decree to stop trade with Hyzant?
I think it nothing more than a threat. Neither would last very long without our salt.
Gustadov is no fool. Such an edict would not come without proper countermeasures in
やっ
place.
ぱりそうだ。
Countermeasures such as another source of salt, for example.
グスタドルフ、エスウロストのグスタドルフはノゼリア新鉱山に眠ってるんじゃないかと私が推測した、潮の宝庫ですか、その存在を、ドラガンから、ドラゴンの書面から、得てるんじゃないですかね。
And together we can defeat Esfrost, and Hyzant's ties to all nations will remain intact.
You mean to start a war? The kingdom of Glenbrook may be naught but a puppet now, but it was once your homeland. You understand this, yes?
We do.
Even so, my people do not wish for war. We must try to resolve this peacefully first.
Do you think Gustadolf can be reasoned with? Need I remind you that it was he who invaded Glenbrook? He is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Be that as it may, neither my people nor soldiers will accept it as a reason to go to war.
Then I shall give you one.
姿を明かすか?
For I am the second son of King Regna. Roland Glenbrook.
Oh.
You live.
There is no mistaking that face.
Huh. So the prince lives to slay his kingdom's invader. We could not ask for a better reason.
それもう本当にね、大義名分ですよ。
If you need a just cause to go to war, let it be me.
王国を、自分の王国を奪われているわけですからね。
It all makes sense now. O Holy One, have you heard? Pray tell me what you would have us do.
教皇、あの中にいるんですね。
Wolfort, Prince Roland, heed the words of the Holy One. The holy state of Hyzant stands with you. The Holy One would see you defeat Esfrost and restore peace to Norzelia. Our nation shall spare no effort in your fight against Gustadolf. From this day forth, we support Prince Roland as our commander and Lord Serenoa as one of the Saintly Seven.
Me? A saint?
We are brethren now. We ride to war together.
まあ、これでハイサンド軍を仲間につけられたっていう話が落ち着いたわけですけども。
We secured Hyzant's support, and you even got yourself named one of the Saintly Seven.
We also received a signed document stating the Roselle in Wolford are left in our care.
Good going, lad.
Oh, it is Benedict and Roland to whom we owe this victory.
Everyone here has suffered so much on my behalf. My weakness and worthlessness have brought pain and misfortune to you all. And for that I must apologize.
You've got nothing to apologize for. I already told you. House Wolfort's the sword and shield of the crown.
I've decided that I must press forward, even if it means crawling forth on my hands and knees. I ask for your support as always. I know I will need it.
And you shall have it. I am with you every step of the way, my lord.
Is something the matter, Frederica?
No. My apologies for worrying you.
Now, to battle! We take back Glenbrook with our own hands!
さあ、そうすると、ハイサンドの方で、サブイベントがあるみたいですね。カンセルの館。
Did you know about this salt crystal exam?
No. Neither did I know of Prince Roland's survival. I thought he had perished.
Likewise. What did you make of the Holy One's decree?
Hyzant is a grand nation, but unfortunately not one blessed with a bountiful harvest of anything other than salt. Were we not able to trade, there is no doubt our nation would wither to naught. We've relied solely on salt for much too long, and that reality was made painfully clear to us.
Harsh words, but true nonetheless. Do you think we can triumph over Esfrost?
Mark my words, Minister Camsell. There is no fight ex-Ham Marshal cannot win.
七星人も岩塩の存在は知らなかったんですね。こちらはライラーですね。怪しげな踊り子。
The Holy One has ordered for us to deliver our Elfric to House Wolfort.
And here I thought your research results to be top secret. What a curious turn of events.
Perhaps the Hierophant determined it a good chance to test them in the field. They could easily sink an Esfrosti's ship or two.
おー、そんなのがあるん
And
です
yet I
ね。
see not a trace of a smile on you.
I never wanted to build weapons for war.
強力な兵器がハイ
Yet
サン
you
ドには
don't
あるみ
think
たいですね。
twice about toying with human life. How ironic.
How dare you!
この怪しげな踊り子ってちょっと何なんだろうなって思うんですよね。井戸に仕えている人みたいですけどね。
Have a wonderful day.
すっごい挑発的なんですよね。
The audacity of Edor's dog.
さあ、ホワイトオールム城です。新たな戦いっていうことは、エスフロスト公国との、グリンブルク王国を取り戻すための戦いかな。
Are you certain it's wise to return to Esfrost alone, Your Grace? You are needed here.
If Sycris's missive is to be believed, I'm afraid matters are far too grave to be left to anyone else. Svarog's deception is nearing its climax. His ill-gotten profits are being used to build a weapon of untold destructive power.
Our anonymous source from the manufactory hinted at as much. Svarog is bold to have carried out his plan this far.
Death Snell? What's that?
Let the adults speak, my dear.
If we're to be wed, then there should be trust between us. How long do you intend on treating me like a child?
Very well. Tell her, Thalos.
If you insist, brother. This weapon combines the powerful explosives developed by Dragan with Esfrost's mastery of steelcraft. Although yet to be tested, this cannon is said to have the power to breach even Hyzant's walls. The goddess's shield would buckle under a single blast.
But the shield is impregnable.
I have heard nothing of this. Do you think so little of your general?
アブローラは知ら
A
なかった。
general is to win me victory, as and when I command it.
Svarog's intent isn't to bring Hyzant to heel, however. He means to use the cannon against Brother. But the fool was so blinded by ambition that he never saw the strings guiding his every deed.
Fool that he may be, he served his purpose well. The cannon could not have been made without his engineers and Dragan's research. He will die secure in the knowledge that his bloodline contributed to the glory of Esfrost. Sadly, he shall not live to see his work completed. With it, we shall do what our forebears could not. The goddess's shield shall yield before Esfrost's might and ingenuity.
If we can even approach the walls, brother, the trade embargo will ensure that Hyzant is especially wary of our actions.
On the contrary, their focus will turn inward. With naught else to leverage their influence with, they will take measures to see that none of their precious salt escapes their borders. There may be some gnashing of teeth, to be sure, but it will only be in an attempt to hide their inner turmoil. Erica, muster a force and march to the Hierophant's palace at once. deliver to Hyzant my final demands.
As you wish, brother. I shall gather what news I can of the Saintly Seven's machinations.
Thalas, you will remain in Glenbrook. Conduct yourself as if I had never left.
You hardly need ask, brother.
That is all. Now go.
Even his own flesh and blood are but tools to be used and then discarded when their purpose is served.
He has faith only in himself. Such has ever been his way.
夜の静寂の中ではこれで終了ですね。